near the square section we're making an octagonal crotchety support like we have in the other mast. Right, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm also going to be working on the hull, which is issue 74, while I am still assembling the masts, because the masts take a very long time to dry, which is a bit of a problem. And basically I'm doing here is sitting and just waiting for it to dry, which isn't very efficient. So this is the fully painted copper hull. The way I did this is I used the copper paint that you get with the ship, and the paint was ruined, so I had to mix it up and use thinner to hopefully get rid of some of the bits of pigment that have solidified. And then that didn't work because it just left rocks of pigment all over the hull. So then I sieved it, and basically I just sieved paint until it was okay-ish, and then it still had some particles on it, so I've left it like that. But then that meant the pigmentation was there, so all I had to do was make it a bit more of a copper colour. So I went over it with Revell copper as well, to allow it the last bit of shine and get rid of those big chunks of pigments. So yeah, that's drying now, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing for issue 74. Right, so the bit that we're going to do onto the hull now is we're taking 1x3mm strips and adding another moulding in between the middle of the middle of the in between the whale and the side caps. That could go all the way across, and I'll do it onto the other side as well. Just nice and easy stuff that we would do back in earlier episodes. I've now fitted the top moulding. What we're going to do is sand the castings for the door frames and then paint them and glue them on. It's very easy basically, so that's all we have to do. And then I believe we'll start working on the side ladders. Right, so I've now painted the fixings black, and then what I'm going to do now is paint the details around as shown in gold. Covers are all painted now. All we're doing is just gluing it on, and then after we will start securing the side ladders. Next thing we're doing is adding the ladders. They say to mask off this section, but since I'm painting the whole hull I don't really need to do that, I can just pencil it on. So the ladders are going to go inside all this section here, like that. And what I'm going to be doing next is literally just cutting the ladders to kind of sticking ladders on, and then after I'll show you how I'm going to make the supports that go under, I believe. And this is the finished opening. It's looking quite nice. As you can see, finished the octagonal support on the middle of the mast. What I'm going to be doing now is making a rod to sit like that, like we've done previously with the other mast, and then basically just inserting the whole mast into the base that we have here and using a metal rod to keep it in place. So that's literally what that is. And then on the hull here, I've laid down the first 4 stairs, as you can see. Basically the stairs are done with 1.5 by 3 mil wood, and the supports are done by 2 by 2 mil wood. So it's just nice and simple stuff, to be honest. Right, as you can see, stuck on the rib guide, stuck on the hand mast, that's what it's called. Stuck that in place, and the main mast itself, of course. So that's done now. Now what we're going to be doing next is assembling the top section. I've also finished placing the first part of the ladders on the first side, and also by the way, I've still got all of these bits to paint in black, like loads of detail parts to paint black on the top of the ship, but I'm not going to be doing that until I actually paint the whole ship, because I do have a while to actually have to do that, so I'm not really too bothered about it now. So yeah, 2/3 of the mast done. Time to move on to the last and final part of the foremast. You can see the ladder on this side's done. What we're going to do now is start gluing on the wriggles, which is pretty simple, just using some super glue. It says to paint them black, but that's only if you do the stained wood version, not the painted one, but I'm doing painted one, so it's going to be painted over either way, so I'm just going to stick the wriggles on as they are. So yeah, looking all nice. As you can see here, fit all the wriggles that were provided were supposed to be. What we're going to be doing next is fitting these fenders on the sides, like that. And then when that's done, we're going to be moving on to the top section of the mast. Right, so we fitted the spacers for the whales and the wriggles, and I fitted the first plank here as shown. It is quite difficult to do, so I just ended up getting it wet and using pins, which did work in the end. But so all I could basically do is just go over it and use some filler on it, because they do say to bend it. With an electric plank bender, I guess it could work, but I don't have one, so this is how it's gonna have to be. It's alright though, I guess. And I'll do the other side now as well, and then we'll do a strip that goes along here to the end of the bulwark on either side, and then that will be the first 2 fenders done. I believe there's one more after that, and that's it. Right, so here we go. As you can see, this is the smaller moulding position. I have to wait for all these to dry, and then I'll sand them and shape them into how they're supposed to be. And then what I will do is I will start building the top of this mast. I'll wait for this to dry, and then if I do have some bits that I need to wait and dry while I'm doing the on the topmast, sorry, then I'll actually start painting this side of the hull, because this side's basically ready, apart from the sanding and like filling that I need to do in some places. So yeah, it's been going quite well. All I'm going to do now is carry on topmast, and then when this is dry, start painting this. I haven't done the other side yet, but it doesn't really matter too much at this point because the bottom's done, and there isn't really that much in between the two, so it doesn't matter too much, so that's fine. Right, move on to the mast then.